In this video, I will be going over lesson 26, which is about difference of means and medians. All right, our first question says that the following data sets include monthly water bills in dollars for randomly selected residents of two different cities. So we have city A and city B. It tells us that the mean for city A is 60.8. The mean for city B is 68.9. And it tells us that the mean absolute deviation for each city is 3.7. Okay, so on our number line here, we have 60, and all the way at the other end, we have this 68.9. So we need to figure out about how many mean absolute deviations it's going to take to get from one mean to the other. So if I'm traveling 3.7, let's see, so here we have 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68. I'm going to put 68 here because this is very close to 69. So 3.7, so that's 1, 2, 3.7. So from here to here is 1 mad. And then I have another 1, 2, 3.7, which is another 2 mads. So I would say that there is about 2 mads in between each of these. Because if I looked, it took me about 2 3.7s to almost close the gap. I'm not going to say that it's 3 because 3 goes way over. So that means 2 is going to be the closest here. Our next question. So we have two different data sets. It tells us the mean for both and the mean absolute deviation, or the MAD, for both. And we want to know based off of, or which statement best describes the difference between the of the means based on the MADs. Okay, so if I look, right, I have 27.75. See, so this is 7.4 and 7.7. Okay, well, if I were to subtract, right, because it tells me the difference, here I get 0.3. So that's pretty close to, that's the closest to 0.5. So the difference between the maths here is very close to 0.5. Our next question, we have our team A and team B. We have the median for both teams, and then we have the IQR, or interquartile ranges, for both teams. And we want to know which statement best explains the difference in the medians in terms of IQRs. Okay, so first let's subtract them. My median is 70 minus 68, so my medians for team A and team B. When I subtract them, I get 2. Okay, so that means here's like a number line here, here's my 1, and here's my 2. Then it tells me that my interquartile ranges, it's 3 and 4, right? So here I'm only traveling, I'm moving one space, right? So if I'm only moving one space, there's only one, oh, not one space, there should be 2 spaces here. There should be a 0. I'm traveling 2 spaces, right? So I would say my IQR, with it being 4 and 3, let's go halfway in the middle, 3.5. 2 divided by this 3.5. If we were to divide it, we're obviously going to get a decimal, but it's the closest to 0.5. Okay, pretend this 3.5 here is just a 4. 2 divided by 4 is, that's simplifies to 1/2, which is also the same as 0.5. So that is why that these medians are separated by about 0.5 interquartile ranges. Our last question says we have this table here. We have class A and class B, and these students finished a math puzzle in different classes. So cool, so we have the median and the interquartile ranges. We want to know which statement best explains the difference in the medians. Okay, well first we have to subtract them. So here's our medians. Let's subtract them. 50.5 minus 46.2. And when I subtract those, I get 4.3. Perfect. Okay, so 4.3 is the difference in my medians, which is what all of my answer choices have. If I look at my IQR, both of them are pretty close together. I'd say I'd round it to around 4, right? 4 is very close to 4.3, which means that it's about 1 inner quartile range, right? If I was going from 0 on my number line all the way to 4.3, if I'm starting at 0 and I'm moving up 4 spaces, this is my inner quartile range right here. That is almost 1 inner quartile range it takes me to get to the difference of my medians. So the difference between the medians is 4.3, and it is about 1 IQR. All right, short and sweet, that is it for lesson 26. If you have other questions, please let me know.